We'll begin 11 a.m. with some breaking news coming in at this moment. The Election Commission is about to meet shortly to deliberate action on India Today's investigation. The EC had sought legal opinion on whether there is adequate grounds for Karnataka's Rajya Sabha polls to be cancelled after India Today's expose. Top EC sources say deliberations are taking time as they want to ensure a final decision is able to withstand legal scrutiny. Karnataka Chief Electoral Officer has submitted a report based on India Today's investigation. Sources say Karnataka CEO, that is the Chief Electoral Officer's report, says revelations exposed by India Today are shocking. The CEO has left it to the CEC, Naseem Zaidi, to take the final decision. Now, the report has mentioned facts but not recommended any particular action. So, as far as action is concerned, that is going to be in the domain of the Chief Election Commissioner. Let's quickly go across to Ashar Ahmed Khan, who joins us live with more details. Ashar, what exactly is going to be the CEC's job at this moment when they meet at 11 a.m.? What will be the deliberations like? What all are the possibilities?
Well, Sanket, the CC has to ensure that all the facts are placed before him. Twice a report has been, and a supplementary report has been sent by the Chief Electoral Officer from Karnataka, citing the sting operation which was carried out by us. In fact, so much so that all evidence is there in front of the Commission. Now the Commission has to go into legalities as to what legal action can they take. Can they countermand this election? Can they countermand it for a specific seat? Because we also have to understand that there are 3 seats which are going for elections. Now this is related to 1. So is it possible to countermand only 1 election while go ahead with the 2? So these are legalities which are very important, which the Election Commission has to peruse and then come to a conclusion. Because if there is any decision which the Election Commission takes, it is bound to be challenged in a court of law, and it does not want to be found wanting when that decision of the Election Commission goes to the judicial review.
That's right. Ashar, on that particular point that you as well as TV Today Network's managing editor Rahul Kamal also seem to be mentioning, that so the Election Commission wants to take an action where they would not face future embarrassment, which means they should be able to take action that can withstand legal scrutiny. Would you reckon that this is what is taking time?
Well, absolutely. What we've been given to understand that the opinion of legal experts have also been sought by the Election Commission so that they have a case which is foolproof. Now, this is a very important case, and if the election is countermanded, it will be something which will go down in the history. It will be a precedent which will be followed in future cases also. So certainly, if you are going to give a ruling on the effect which will have bearing on in future cases, so certainly that case should be so watertight that it withstands the legal scrutiny right from the High Court up till the Supreme Court.
Absolutely. Ashar, do stay on with us. We have TV Today Network's managing editor Rahul Kamal also joining us now with all the latest. Rahul, this is a significant meeting. The Election Commission will be meeting to deliberate on India Today's investigation, which we had submitted to the electoral officers, to the authorities. The EC had sought legal opinion also. The question that I asked, Ashar, do you think that is what is taking the Election Commission time, as you also mentioned, to be able to build such an argument that would be able to withstand legal scrutiny?
From what I've been able to gather by speaking to multiple people inside the Election Commission, Sanket, is that opinion is divided. At least in the last meeting, there wasn't a consensus which had been formed. There were some members of the Election Commission who felt that there was adequate evidence based on the India Today investigation for these elections to be countermanded. There were a few whose point of view was that this will set a very, very sweeping precedent. There may be multiple stings carried out by various parties against each other in the future. They have to think about the long-term consequences legally of this. They can't just come under public pressure, under media pressure. So last time, there was no consensus that evolved. What I know then is they sought legal opinion. The EC has its own team of legal advisors. They sought external legal opinion as well. And they're using that legal opinion to build a strong case so that in future, if there is a legal challenge, remember right now, we've got 3 parties, the Janata Dal Secular, the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, which are demanding that these elections be countermanded. So Congress is saying that there is no reason for these elections to be countermanded. Digvijay Singh went and led a Congress delegation that went and met Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi. So political parties aren't all united, but 6 former Chief Election Commissioners, Sanket, and this is very, very crucial. People of the eminence of an S.Y. Qureshi, H.S. Brahma, Krishnamurthy, Gopalaswamy, they've all spoken asking for the election to be countermanded. That really is leaving the current team with no option. They have to look at the countermanding option very, very seriously. There are frankly three options as this meeting starts at the Election Commission office in central Delhi. One is postpone the elections. The problem with postponement is that nothing changes. If money has indeed exchanged hands, which is what the India Today investigation shows MLAs asking for money, if money was actually paid by the candidates, then nothing really changes. You're just delaying what has already happened. You can also carry on as per schedule, but that really would then leave a big question mark on the current lot of election commissioners, because questions will be asked about whether they allowed corruption under their watch, whether an investigation of this magnitude, which shows how seats are up for sale, after that expose, how can elections carry on as if nothing had happened? The third and the most crucial option is countermand. It's basically like strategizing this, they're wargaming this, they're looking at the consequences of taking this decision. There are quite a few senior members. See, remember the three election commissioners, there's one chief election commissioner and their deputy ECs, they've got legal advisors, and all their opinion will be taken together. So it seems as if Team Election Commission of India has taken a decision. They don't want later that there be dissenting voices, which is why they haven't rushed into this. They're saying, give us time, we're looking at this. We're also understanding from our sources in the Chief Electoral Commissioner's office in Bengaluru that the report that's been submitted by Anil Jha and his team essentially details everything that we've investigated in our expose. It states facts, it states figures, it concludes by saying that what has been found is shocking. However, it doesn't recommend any particular action. So there's no recommendation for countermanding in the CEO's report. Essentially, it's a factual report in terms of what we've shown. It leaves it to Naseem Zaidi and his team here in Delhi to decide what they wish to do with it. This may not necessarily be the concluding meeting. That also is being put, because this morning when I spoke to a EC official, Sanket, he said this doesn't necessarily need to be the last meeting. We're meeting today. We may decide today. There may be another meeting tomorrow. They're trying to ensure that Team EC takes a decision with no division in their midst.
Absolutely. Rahul Kamal, many thanks for joining us for a detailed perspective and analysis of what all are the options that can be considered at this moment by the EC and why the deliberation is taking so much time as far as this investigation is concerned. Our sting operation clearly showed how Rajya Sabha elections are nothing short of a bazaar, where you can, every vote that will be cast has a price, and MLAs are more than eager and more than willing to sell themselves. That was the sting operation. Of course, that is in the jurisdiction of the Election Commission at this moment. We've got Ashar Ahmed Khan also joining us. We'll go back to Ashar in just a short moment, but we'll continue with this breaking news. Just a sum up or a recap of what we are breaking at this moment. The Election Commission is meeting shortly to deliberate action on India Today's investigation. The EC had sought legal opinion on whether there is adequate grounds for Karnataka's Rajya Sabha polls to be cancelled, and as in technical parlance it's called countermanded after the India Today expose. Top EC sources say deliberations are taking time as they want to ensure the final decision is able to stand legal scrutiny. Karnataka Chief Electoral Officer, who's also known as the CEO, has submitted his report on India Today's investigation. Sources say that Karnataka CEO and his report has said revelations exposed by India Today are shocking. Karnataka CEO has left it to the CEC, that is the Chief Election Commissioner, to take a final decision. We've got TSR Subramaniam joining us on the phone line. Mr. Subramaniam, your initial reactions first of all to this sting operation, and secondly, do you think that this is a right procedure as far as the Election Commission is concerned? It's taking its time, but perhaps...
Two comments.
Yeah.
I think your sting operation is an excellent operation. It shows the way the Election Commission should extensively use various technologies available now to catch the rampant corruption that is going on in the process. Firstly, congratulations to your channel on this thing, number one. Number two, I think after so much suspicion has been aroused, I think there is no option except to countermand the elections. But I think beyond that, the larger point is that it is now obvious that both Lok Sabha and state elections are heavily money laden. Election Commission, a new session has to come and clean up the whole process. This is not one episode. It now needs plastic surgery.
That's right. But Mr. Subramaniam, you know, what all are the options that the Election Commission here can consider? Because so far the common criticism of the Election Commission is that it's a bit of a toothless tiger. The Election Commission can't really do much about these things. So when they are saying that they will do their legal scrutiny so that in the future, if somebody, say some political party goes to the court, say for instance the Congress at this moment, which is saying that no, polls should not be countermanded, they should not be cancelled. Do you think it is right for them to now, at least for once, exercise their might?
No, I think it's a wrong approach if you're afraid that something will do. Every authority has to exercise his authority freely and not worry about anybody going to court, number one. Heavens are not going to fall even if the court gives an advice. Session, with all the same powers, have handled much larger problems 15 years back. I agree, Election Commission should get more powers than they have right now. But it is important now they should stand up and tell the whole world that we are not wishy-washy. We mean business. We will ensure we will read the Riot Act at every opportunity. I'm a little surprised why they are now dilly-dallying.
Okay, Mr. Subramaniam, many thanks for joining us on India Today and telling us your opinion, what you feel about this particular sting operation and what the Election Commission must do. Many, like Mr. TSR Subramaniam, feel that the Election Commission must not really worry much about the legal ramifications. It's a constitutional authority, a constitutional position that can take its own decision, notwithstanding what legal scrutiny is actually going to follow. We'll go back to Ashar Ahmed Khan as well as Rahul Kamal in just a short moment, but this is our top story. Do remember that in less than 3 days now, these Rajya Sabha elections are supposed to be held. Will they be held or not? That is going to be decided in the Election Commission's meeting today.